Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to show you how to install CasaOS and Plex on a Raspberry Pi 4. CasaOS is a powerful and user-friendly smart home operating system that allows you to control your devices, automate your routines, and monitor your home from one centralized platform. By installing it on a Raspberry Pi 4, you can create your own smart home hub that is affordable, customizable, and secure. Before we start, make sure you have the following: a Raspberry Pi 4, at least 2 GB of RAM. Mine is AA 4 GB version, a micro SD card, at least 16 GB. I'll be using a 32 GB card, a computer with an SD card reader, an Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi connection, a power supply for the Raspberry Pi 4, a keyboard, mouse, and monitor for initial setup. Now let's get started. Step 1. Flash the image to the micro SD card. Insert the micro SD card into your computer's SD card reader and use a tool like Balena Etcher or Raspberry Pi Imager to flash the Raspberry Pi OS image onto the card. This process may take a few minutes. Step 2. Connect the Raspberry Pi 4 to the network. Insert the micro SD card into the Raspberry Pi 4. Connect an Ethernet cable or connect to a Wi-Fi network and plug in the power supply. Step 3. Install CasaOS. Wait for a few minutes until the Raspberry Pi 4 boots up. Connect to the Pi through SSH using the IP address and the user copy and run the command shown in the screen. Wait for it to complete. Step 4. Access CasaOS. You can now access the CasaOS web interface by opening a browser and typing the Raspberry Pi 4's IP address or hostname. Step 5. Configure CasaOS. Once you're logged into the CasaOS web interface, you can configure your smart home devices, create scenes and routines, and set up security and privacy settings. CasaOS supports many popular smart home protocols like Z-Wave, Zigbee, and Wi-Fi, so you can easily add compatible devices to your smart home hub. You have now successfully installed CasaOS on a Raspberry Pi 4 and created your own smart home hub. Step 6. Install Plex Media Server. CasaOS supports Docker, which makes it easy to install and manage software applications. We will use Docker to install Plex Media Server on the Raspberry Pi 4. Open the CasaOS web interface and click on App Store. Find and click Plex. Click the Install button. This will install the Plex server. Wait for a few minutes for Plex to start up. Then, set up SSL tunnel using PuTTY to access Plex for the first time, as the server will need to be claimed. Open a browser and go to http://localhost 8888 web to access the Plex web interface. Claim the server. You can enable remote access to your Plex server by enabling the Remote Access option and creating a Plex account. This allows you to access your media from anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. I'll uncheck that. Step 7. Add media to Plex. Click on the Add Library button. Select the type of media you want to add, such as movies or TV shows, and specify the directory where your media files are stored, such as /media/movies or /media/TV shows. Plex will scan your media files and download metadata and artwork from the internet. Once the scan is complete, you can browse your media library from the Plex web interface and play your media on any device that supports Plex, such as a smart TV, a mobile phone, or a streaming device. Now we can configure Plex settings. Plex offers many advanced settings and features, such as remote access, transcoding, and parental controls. You can access these settings by clicking on the Settings icon on the top right corner and selecting the Server tab. You can enable transcoding to optimize your media playback on different devices. This allows Plex to convert your media files to a format and resolution that is compatible with your device's hardware and network bandwidth. Finally, you can set up parental controls to restrict access to certain media libraries or content ratings. This is useful if you have children or guests who should not have access to certain media content. That's it. You have successfully installed and configured Plex on your Raspberry Pi 4 running CasaOS. Now you can enjoy your media library from anywhere in your smart home and control your smart devices and routines from one central hub. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials and smart home tips.